Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the armed forces and other security services in the country not to leave anything to chance in the renewed efforts at restoring peace and order in the security-challenged parts of the country. It said the ongoing clampdown on bandits and other criminal elements must be reinvigorated and sustained until the intolerable acts undermining national security and stability are brought to an end. The president gave the directive at a crucial meeting of the National Security Council. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The National Security Council meeting, the second in less than 3 weeks, was summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari to appraise the ongoing military operations aimed at restoring normalcy in the troubled parts of Nigeria. These include the heavy clampdown on bandits and kidnappers in the northwest and north central, as well as terrorists and insurgents in the northeast. Discussions during the meeting, which lasted 3 hours, centered on the successes achieved, prevailing operational challenges, and strategies on the best way forward. In attendance were the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Ministers of Defense, Interior, Justice, Police and Foreign Affairs, the Chief of Defense Staff, Service Chiefs and the Inspector General of Police, as well as heads of other security services. President Muhammadu Buhari described the renewed onslaught against the criminal elements in parts of the country as not only impressive, but more like it. He told the security chiefs not to leave anything to chance until high sense of security and indeed hope in governance are fully restored to Nigerians, as explained by the Minister of Defense and the Inspector General of Police.
The President thanked us and praised us for what has been done so far, but we should improve much so that people can go about their lawful businesses within the quickest possible means. The President observed that there is more things to be done in the North Central, Northwest, where people are worried. Selective abductions and killings are done. This narrative must change. The new marching order is that all the service chiefs and intelligence chiefs has been warned to go under the reinvigorate effort and to do more so that the North Central and Nigeria at large should enjoy better security.
We discuss the need for urgency in our dealing with the bandits. We believe they are becoming a nuisance. We have appraised our position. We find that we are capable. We can do this thing, but we need the cooperation of every Nigerian in order to ensure a free society. Without security, nothing will happen. And the Commander-in-Chief has emphasized this today, that without security, nothing can go. So he has directed us to find ways, tactics, and styles in which we can get out of this. And we assure him that we'll do our best to ensure the mission is successful, especially when equipment and other things are available to support the course of tactical maneuvers.
Defense Minister Bashir Magashi confirmed that the Super Tucano aircraft recently inaugurated are yet to be fully deployed for combat operations. When done, perhaps as soon as the remaining 6 are delivered to Nigeria as early as next week, the result will be very clear. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Regimental sergeant majors must always sustain the duty of being the custodian of discipline, ethics and regimentation of the Nigerian Army for it to maintain its core mandates to the nation. Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya said this at the 2021 Regimental Sergeant Majors Convention, which held at the 2 Division of the Nigerian Army at Dekunle Fajri Cantonment, Ibadan. Lanre Belei was there.
In every unit of the Nigerian Army, there is an army officer charged with monitoring discipline and ethics of the army. That army officer is the Regimental Sergeant Major, the RSMs. The RSMs are key to the army chain of command, and to emphasize their importance, this year's convention of the RSMs was based on how to improve professionalism in regimented environment, the RSM perspective. The Chief of Army Staff charged the regimental sergeant majors not to relent in their efforts in ensuring that the primary core of the Army, which is the RSM's responsibility, remains intact.
In every unit, the RSM is considered as the father of that unit. He is the one who keeps the history, the tradition and customs of that unit. And if there is any issue to be cleared about those aspects that concern regimentation, RSM is the last resort. And when he speaks, that ends it.
Goodwill messages from the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, was delivered by his Chief of Staff, Segun Oguniyi, who described the nation's army as the bastion of professionalism and discipline which any nation will be proud of. The Regimental Sergeant Major Convention is an annual event in the 2-division Nigerian Army in Ibadan. Larry Bilayi, NTA News.
Katsina State's Governor Aminu Bello Masari has banned all commercial phone charging points in the state as part of measures to tackle the scourge of banditry. He issued the ban while inaugurating the committee charged with monitoring and enforcing the recently introduced Security Challenges Containment Order in the state. Awal Haliru reports.
An enforcement committee of the Security Containment Order is to be headed by the Commissioner of Police, Sanusi Buba, with members drawn from the security agencies in the state as well as representation from traditional institutions and civil society groups. The committee will monitor and ensure compliance of the order signed by the governor. Other terms of reference of the committee is to coordinate enforcement by local government 3-tier security structures in the affected local government areas, submit periodic progress reports to the state government as well as to identify emerging challenges for government consideration.
We have to inform. This is the task that we must fulfill. Because the good part of the measures, current measures being taken, these measures are being taken in all the contiguous states.
Every good citizen of Katsina State should open his ears, open eyes, and assist in this process.
The committee at the local government level is to be headed by the divisional police officer of each of the affected local government area. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
The Miyetti Allah Kautal Hore, a Fulani social cultural association, has called on the National Assembly to resuscitate and pass the Grazing Reserves Commission Bill and other livestock management bills that were initiated by the previous assembly in order to boost livestock production in the country. The National Secretary of the association, Saleh Al-Hassan, made the appeal at a peace summit organized to chart ways of finding solutions that will promote peaceful coexistence between herders and farmers in the country. The association cited the enactment of anti-open grazing laws as another reason for government to take inventory of all the existing grazing reserves and major stock routes so as to develop at least one grazing reserve in each senatorial district in line with the National Livestock Transformation Program to avert herders and farmer clashes.
Give us back the grazing reserves that are still available. Develop them, build common resources, watering points, feed lots. These herders will systematically settle there. Who will want to be wandering for life?
Due to the importance of cohesion in nation building, a lot of countries have to adopt that concept for them to be able to make progress in terms of growth and development.
Cattle business is a good business. We can make it animal husbandry, we can make money in a abattoir, process the cattle feeds, of cattle meat, then we can make serious money from the dairy.
This is Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. Let's go over now to our Benin Network Center where Ogochukwuka is waiting. Good evening, Ogochukwuka.
Thank you, Ayodeji. Welcome to Benin. The federal government is to establish technology and innovation centers in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country for global competitiveness. It is to bring all universities, polytechnics, industries, and institutes together to work towards galvanizing the country's potential for technological advancements. Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Bunaya Onu, gave the information at a special lecture he delivered in honor of the Chancellor of Igbinedion University, Okada, Chief Gabriel Igbinedion. Goodluck Enaini has details.
The lecture held at the main auditorium of the Igbinedion University, Okada, dwells on the need for Nigeria to pay attention to science, technology, and innovation if it must be relevant in a technology-driven world.
Our universities, industry, and our research institutes do not work together for the common good. Each of them works as if others do not exist. This has slowed down the pace of industrialization.
The minister, who seeks the cooperation of both the state and local government as well as private sectors in changing the narratives, says Executive Order 5 of Mr. President is a driving force.
These centers will then use science, technology, and innovation in line with the Presidential Executive Order number 5 to effectively and efficiently utilize these resources.
The minister earlier visited Governor Gordon Obaseki, where the governor lauded the federal government's initiative and disclosed that the state government is working on a spectrum to connect all ministries in the state to the ministries of science and technology. The initiative by the federal government is in commitment to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in the next 10 years. Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
And Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State is advocating the promotion and strengthening of the bond of unity in Nigeria for all-round development. This is the view he expressed while playing host to the chairman of the Federal Character Commission, Muhida Dankaka. Kola Adeboboyi completes the story.
Governor Fayemi observed that Nigeria, since its independence, has experienced different challenges caused by perceived inequalities that exist between different regions and ethnic groups. He acknowledged that adopting the federal character principle will ensure the equitable representation of different groups in all tiers of government. He challenged the Federal Character Commission to focus more on deepening national unity and integration of the various facets and as well address the fundamental inadequacies in gender representation in the country.
There is evident lopsidedness in infrastructural projects distribution in the country, and the Commission is so well placed to help address this.
The chairman of the Federal Character Commission said the Commission has raised hope on addressing historical imbalances in Nigerian civil service, aside ensuring that there shall be no predominance of persons from any state, ethnic, and other sectional groups in resources sharing.
We shall continue to monitor the progress with a view to ensuring that no state in should change, either in the prophetic position or in the position of social amenities.
The Commission pledged to work closely with the state government for the benefit of all. In Ado-Ekiti, Kola Adebobuyi, NTA News.
But then it will be after this commercial outing. Please stay tuned.
Coming into office in 2015, the Buhari administration has recorded unprecedented achievements in all sectors, especially in the provision of infrastructure, which is the key to economic growth. Never in the history of this country has any other administration done so much with so little. I recall that when this administration came into office, the price of crude oil, which provides for 80% of Nigeria's budgetary revenues and 95% of foreign exchange earning, dropped drastically, thus reducing the amount of resources available to the federal government. In spite of this, the administration has continued apace with massive infrastructure developments.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Program for skills acquisition and capacity development under the drive by the present government for job creation. That is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, every week at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Join us.
The federal government has commenced second phase of COVID-19 vaccination. If you are 18 years and above and unvaccinated, register at www.nphcda.vaccination.gov.ng. Visit the nearest vaccination site to receive COVID-19 vaccine. If you received first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine before 8th July 2021, second dose commences 23rd August and closes 5th September 2021. All vaccines are free and certified safe by WHO and NAFDAC. At the vaccination site, you can check blood pressure and know your diabetes risk status. Children aged 0 to 23 months will receive childhood vaccines and screen for malnutrition. After vaccination, continue to adhere to COVID-19 prevention protocols. For more information, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
A new edition of TV Guide is out exclusively with Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State.
Since assuming office, our rescue administration has pursued the path of peace and reconciliation and restored confidence among people of different ethnic, religious, and political persuasions. Peace is back on the plateau. We are building world-class infrastructure in roads and opening up opportunities for innovation.
The edition is a compendium of mind-blowing stories for your reading pleasure, ranging from entertainment, economy, sports, media, politics, family, and lots more. Pick up a copy and keep abreast with issues and trending features within our space. TV Guide, very incisive, very educative and compelling. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
This is Nationwide, and welcome to Jos. President Muhammadu Buhari has asked security agencies to improve intelligence gathering and bring to book perpetrators of mayhem in Jos and other parts of the country. This was while addressing stakeholders at the Nigeria Interreligious Council interactive session in Jos on the recent incidences in parts of the state. Ekemeren Kanel Ladoja has more.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, peace building through dialogue as well as awareness and smooth relationship are required to move the nation forward. He pointed out that the purpose of government won't be achieved without the support and active collaboration of the people.
The strategy for achieving the desired result must therefore be all-inclusive, diverse, transparent, and sustained.
The president reiterated government's commitment to continue to promote peaceful coexistence, religious tolerance through dialogue and engagement of stakeholders.
The task before this consultative gathering is to lay the foundation or continue to build on what has been laid for a marathon race for the institution of dialogue process that will restore mutual trust, believe in peaceful coexistence, religious tolerance, sense of justice, strengthen the confidence of our citizens in the machinery of government, and halt the cycle of violence.
President Buhari condemned the destruction of lives in recent times as he conveyed his condolences to the families of victims of the violence. He also tasked security agencies to improve intelligence gathering and apprehend culprits. In Jos, Ekemeren Kaneng Ladoja, NTA News.
Following the acquisition of 4 hectares of land, construction work on the federal government's smart school is to commence shortly in Plateau State. This was made known when key players of the program had an on-the-spot assessment of the site in Wase, the headquarters of Wase Local Government Council. Caleb Gochin was there.
The idea of the smart schools was born out of the need to ensure that children in the country, irrespective of backgrounds, compete favorably with their peers globally. The program has 20 of the schools already completed, with Plateau State in the second phase, along 16 others soon to come on board. Leader of the team, Professor Masood Abdul Karim, says the initiative is to bring learning up to speed with global practices where the young would have a foundation that is reliable for their development.
If you provide qualitative education to the children, then the prospects is enormous. This is securing their future in the digital economy.
We are going to keep an eye in terms of monitoring of the projects. Wherever there are hitches, we'll give our best. We'll do our best to ensure that we help the contractor meet the target.
We've already assured them we'll do everything within our reach to make sure that it is a success.
This is a great development, not only to us as a student, but the nation at large.
The project is expected to be completed within 14 months. Also inspected by the team is a site for the construction of a skills acquisition center. In Jos, Caleb Gochin, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Jos. Nationwide continues with Ayodiji in Abuja.
From our inner Jos Network Center, thank you. Back here, let's tell you that the International Organization for Migration, in collaboration with the federal government of Nigeria and the Netherlands, have officially launched the Cooperation on Migration and Partnerships for Sustainable Solutions Initiative, COMPASS. Obiageli Ugoke reports that the project encompasses 12 partner countries, including Egypt and Iraq.
Since 2017, Nigerians who were stranded in Libya, Niger, Mali, and European countries have been assisted back home through the IOM Nigeria Joint Assisted Voluntary Return and Reintegration AVRR program. Despite these efforts, thousands of migrants are still stranded. Now, with the launch of COMPASS, vulnerable migrants, victims of trafficking, including women and children, will have access to a broad range of protection and assistance services.
One of the primary objectives of this program, COMPASS, is actually to continue building community-based interventions that look into providing mental health and psychosocial support, but also generating awareness.
It's crucial, we believe, to address all the complexities that come with migration and migration policies.
So for all of these, we have different kinds of projects and programs in place to support them.
Federal government of Nigeria is working together with states, international community, and all relevant stakeholders in ensuring better governance of aspects of migration.
COMPASS is a 3-year project connecting 12 partner countries: Afghanistan, Chad, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iraq, Lebanon, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, and Tunisia. Obiageli Ugoke, NTA News.
The Nigerian Immigration Service is winning the war against illegal migration and child trafficking as the Jigawa State Command rescued 9 victims of human trafficking along Nigerian-Niger Republic border en route to Libya. Awal Muhammad Kazauri has details.
6 females and 3 males, and they are all from within the age bracket of 20 to 29 years. Some of the female victims are mothers with kids lured into traveling abroad for greener pastures. The controller of the Jigawa State Command of the Service, Ismaila Abba Aliyu, said the patrol team of the Nigerian Immigration Service apprehended the victims, with only one among them carrying Nigerian passport without any visa endorsement. The controller says the victims will be handed over to NAPTIP for necessary action.
Upon our investigation, the victim confessed traveling to Tripoli in Libya through Sahara Desert in Niger Republic, en route Niger Republic. They came to Kano individually from their various states, as mentioned earlier on, where they met and put in a vehicle, a waiting vehicle, at the park in Kano by an agent called Alhaji Ibrahim Kano. We spoke with the person upon their arrest on Friday, but we invited him here, but he refused to show up. Hence, we put his name and the service number for further maybe investigation.
The victims are from Ekiti, Benue, Oyo, Lagos, and Ogun states. Awal Muhammad Kazaure, NTA News.
Let's go for a break on Nationwide. More reports when we return.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth Entrepreneurship Support Years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Firstly, safety. I'll ensure that my family members and loved ones are safe.
I'll try as much as possible not to get involved.
You should call the nearest police station.
I will alert my family, my friends, my neighbors in that vicinity that this is what is happening.
Who wins the star prize of 1 million naira in the ongoing Peace Nigeria Challenge, powered by Ask Nigeria in partnership with National Council for Arts and Culture, NCAC, Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and Star Times. Unity Challenge Nigeria, stronger together.
Glad you're still with us. The National Judicial Council is to investigate 3 judges in various jurisdictions for granting conflicting ex parte orders. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, stated this at a meeting with 7 chief judges of some states, including that of the Federal Capital Territory. The affected judges have been invited to appear before the National Judicial Council to show cause why disciplinary action should not be taken against them for conflicting ex parte orders. Justice Tanko Muhammad warns heads of courts to stop making newly appointed judicial officers vacation judges. He advised heads of courts to be abreast of developments in the polity and judgments delivered by various jurisdictions to avoid conflicting decisions from courts of coordinate jurisdictions. Justice Tanko Muhammad also warns that the judiciary will no longer condone indiscipline or allow any judge to tarnish its image. And that's the abridged version of Nationwide this Tuesday. We thank you for watching. Remember, we'll go over now to our Lagos studio for match day 2 of the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifier between the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde and the Super Eagles of Nigeria at the 5,000 capacity Estadio Municipal at the Rito Senna. Also remember to connect with the NTA and stand against rape and rapists to be a star. On behalf of the entire production crew, good evening.